Good morning. So in this tutorial we will learn the basic commands for the isometric drafting. So the first setting, go to the snap mode, snap setting, change the rectangular snap to isometric snap. So click here, then click OK. So we have converted the screen into isometric drafting. Now first we have to draw the box of maximum dimension in the front view, top view and in the side view. Now refer the given two views, front view and the top view. So front view length it is 110 mm and front view height is a 40 mm and the top view width is 60 mm. Okay, so draw the reference box by some contrast color. Now activate the ortho mode. So by default it is on. Now select the line option, click anywhere on the screen. Now the height in the front view or in the side view it is 40 mm. So enter 40, then press escape. Now the front view we have to observe from this direction. So this is the front view, this is the right hand side view and this will be the top view. Now refer the length of the front view. So it is 110 mm. Select the line, click this corner. So this is the origin. In this direction the length will be 110. Enter. Now from this point again in the vertical direction height will be 40 mm. Enter and click this point. Now this is the reference rectangle from the front view. Now again from this point we have to change the direction. So along the x direction, so you can press F5 to change the direction. The dimension will be 60 mm. So you can see the top view. So this is 60 mm. Enter. Again press F5 for the height. So this is 40 mm. Enter. Now this is the reference rectangle from the right hand side view, and for the top view from this corner press F5. This is 110. Now this is the reference rectangle in the top view. Okay, now this is the reference rectangle or reference box for the isometric. Now change the color to bilayer for the visible outline. Now first refer this portion. So it is almost rectangle. So select the simple line option. From this corner just draw a vertical line, press escape. Now this total length from this corner to this corner it is 15 plus this total is 30 plus 15. So total is 30 plus 30 60 mm. So select the line from this corner in this direction, take line of 60 mm. This vertical line, this is 30 mm, you can see here. So this is 30 mm. Enter, escape. Now from this corner just draw this horizontal line. Now you can trim this extra portion. So type TR and 2 times enter. From this corner draw a vertical line. Now draw this complete base line. From this end point draw the line in the x direction. This total will be 60 mm. So enter here 60. Now complete the rectangle in the top view. Just click the corner points, you can get the straight line, press escape. Now from this corner draw a vertical line, you can see here. So this height, so as it is 30 and 40, so this is 10 mm. So from this corner in the vertical direction press F5 for the vertical direction and enter 10 mm. escape, join these two endpoints. Now from this corner in the x direction, take distance 60 mm, join these two endpoints, escape, then join these two endpoints. Okay, so this is the reference geometry. Now we have to modify this by using this semicircle. So here the semicircle has a radius 15 mm. So there is no direct option for the semicircle. So we have to draw the circle and then we will trim the half portion. So before that, locate the center. So center is at distance 30 mm from this corner. So just take the reference color, select the line from this corner, press F5, take this 30 mm, select the line from this corner, take distance 30 mm, enter. Okay, now change the color by layer. Now type here ellipse, click this ellipse. Now on the command line there is one option isocircle, so click this isocircle. Now select the center of that isocircle, so click here. Okay, now this is the isocircle that has a radius 15 mm, so we have to enter 15 mm. If the isocircle is not visible in the correct plane, you can change the F5, press F5 to change the plane and accordingly select the proper plane, then enter the radius 15 mm, enter. Okay, now we have to trim the half portion, so type TR and 2 times enter, then trim the half portion. Again you can trim this diameter. Now we have to draw the similar semicircle on the plane which is behind the object. So for that, just draw the line from this corner, press F5, trim the extra portion of the line. Now either you can draw ellipse again or you can just copy this ellipse. So I will choose the copy command. So select here copy, then select the object, means click the object, then press enter. Select any one corner of that semicircle. So I will select this corner and just move the cursor and click the end point where we want to copy that object, then press escape. Okay, now here in a 3 dimension this portion will not be visible, so type here TR, then double enter and trim this portion. Again we have to trim this diameter line. Okay, now this is the semicircular slot in the object. Now similarly there is one semicircular slot in the top view. So for that we have to find out the center. So it has a radius of 15 mm. So center is located at distance 15 mm. So select the line, change the color, select the line option. From this corner, this is 30 mm center. Then that semicircle has a radius 15 and center is at 20 mm distance. So take this 20 mm. Now first there is a straight line of 20 mm. Select the line from this point. I will change the color to bilayer. This is 20 mm. Enter. This total will be 30 mm. Press F5 for the vertical line, 10 mm. Okay, now trim this portion so we can see the rectangular slot. Okay, now use the semicircle. So type your ellipse. Click the iso circle, select the center point, press F5. You can enter the radius as a 15 and then press enter. Now trim the half portion. Okay, now there is one more semicircle at the bottom plane, so just copy that. So select the copy command, select this semicircle, press enter, select one end point and move the cursor in the vertical direction. So press F5 and the distance in the vertical direction is 10 mm. So enter 10 mm to copy the semicircle. You can see the second semicircle. Now join this end point with this end point. Now this portion will not be visible, so use trim command. Even this part is not visible. Okay, so in this way we can complete this isometric view from the given front view and the top view. Now delete the reference lines. Okay, now this is the complete object in the isometric view. Now still there is one part remaining. There is one rectangular slot of 30 mm. Its height is 10 mm. So the distance is 30 mm for the center of that rectangular slot. So select the line from this end point, press F5, take 30 mm, enter, change the color to bilayer. This is the midpoint. So take height 10 mm, enter. On the left side it is 15 mm. Draw the vertical line of 10 mm, enter. Again from this midpoint take distance 15 mm, enter. Draw the vertical line of 10 mm, enter. You can delete this center line and then from this end point draw one line in the x direction so that edge will be visible